Hello, I'm Alice and welcome back to my plant library. Today I want to share a few Cosy Bookish Days. In this video I'll be visiting bookshops, libraries, sharing a book haul and of course doing lots of reading. I hope that you enjoy watching. For this bookshop and library trip, I started at Waterstones. It is always so lovely to walk around and see all of the new releases and lovely editions of some of my favourite books. I then went to the library. Again, it was so lovely to browse and be surrounded by so many books. I took a few books out, which I will show you in my book haul at the end of the video. I also loved seeing some of my favourite books of the year so far, which I was very kindly gifted by publishers and was able to read before the publication date. This is The Treasures by Harriet Evans, and this is Where You Go, I Will Go by Christina Fonth. Finally, I went to a local second-hand bookshop, which was so great to explore, and I picked up two amazing books which I will show you later. Here, I was reading The Great Alone by Kristen Hannah, which I absolutely adored and was such a fascinating book. Kristen Hannah is one of my favourite historical fiction authors, so it was so great to read another book by her. This day, I went to the Old Hall Bookshop in Brackley. I've never been here before, and I absolutely loved exploring it, as it is such a beautiful bookshop. It sells a mixture of new and second-hand books. Here is another library trip, this time at a different local library. At the moment, I'm running a read-along of all of Ara Kwang's books called Countdown to Catapsis, so here I started my reread of Babel. I am so excited to reread this as it is one of my favourite books of all time. I wanted to show you all the books I've got out the library and bought at second-hand bookshops this week, starting with the library books. Firstly, I have A Little Trickery by Rosanna Pike. Then I have Albion by Anna Hope. Next, Selfish Girls by Abigail Bergstrom, which I read this week. Then What a Time to Be Alive by Jenny Mustard, which I actually finished reading this morning. Mrs. Death by Selima Godden. And finally, Henry Henry by Alan Breton. And next I have the books I bought at second-hand bookshops. Firstly, I have The Great Alone by Kristen Hannah, which I read earlier this week and absolutely loved. Next, I have The Clockwork Girl by Anna Mazzola. Then I got A Pale View of Hills by Kazuo Ishiguro, which I cannot wait to read as I love his other books. And finally, I found Beautiful World Where Are You by Sally Rooney, which I read and loved a couple of years ago but wanted to have my own copy of. And here is the final stack of all the books together. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you'd like to see more bookish videos like this, and I hope that you have a wonderful week.